Yes, I want to comment about first address the terrorists in the White House. You know, the one that embraces people who flip cars over. You know, the one that embraces groups that call for the death of Donald Trump. You know, the one that embraces people that calls for pigs in a blanket. Well, there may be some bad cops. Most are not bad. Yes, I've had disagreements with police, including my local sheriff's department, but most are good. It's like strawberries. When you buy a pint of strawberries, you get that occasional bad strawberry, you throw it out. What I find appalling is that the president expressed grief to the victims' families today, like he was, sorry that their family members were killed by snipers. That's bullshit. You know why it's bullshit? Because you, Mr. Obama, have embraced a domestic terrorist organization known as Black Lives Matter. Well, known to the public as Black Lives Matter. We don't have an epidemic of police brutality in this country. There are 3 million interactions on the average per day between law enforcement and the general population. 3 million. To demonize all cops is racist in and of itself. Why? Because to demonize all cops because the actions of a few would be like demonizing an entire racial group because of the actions of a few. Of course, the exception being Muslim, because all Muslims worship a child rapist, okay, including you, Mr. Iman Dawadi of the Islamic Center of Augusta. Yes, you worship and admire a false prophet that was a child rapist. But let's get back to Black Lives Matter. I would use sound cannons, the LRADs and everything, the heat weapons, and disperse the crowd, because you can use those weapons and disperse crowds up to a half a mile to even a mile away. So my thoughts today on Black Lives Matter is they are a domestic terrorist organization. The president has lied to the American public. He has created this Frankenstein that's now out of the lab. It's not looking pretty, people. We're headed to some very serious times in this country, okay? As evident in the recent police shootings. And yes, people are going to say, well, Jim, you just posted some videos called police harassment in Columbia County, Georgia. I find the actions of the officers unacceptable this past 4th of July, but that doesn't make me hate those officers. It doesn't make me say, hey, screw the sheriff's department. Yes, they made what I feel bad decisions. And people, it's time to stand up and say that Black Lives Matter are domestic terrorists. Anyone that stands and supports Black Lives Matter, or identifies with Black Lives Matter, or wears a Black Lives Matter shirt, has identified themselves as A, a domestic terrorist, or B, a terrorist sympathizer. Fuck Black Lives Matter.